Hi, my name is Sarah Falo. I'm a licensed creative arts therapist, mental health counselor, and early childhood educator. I'm here today to share one of my favorite stories. This book is called When-the-Beat-Was-Born-Dj-Kool-Herc and the Creation of Hip Hop by Laban Carrick Hill, illustrated by Theodore Taylor III.
For all the B-boys and B-girls, get ready. Right about now, we're gonna rock the jam with the jammers.
For my daughters, Natalie and Ella, who have more rhythm than I'll ever have. Was a dedication from Laban, the author. And the illustrator, Theodore, says, "To my parents, Ted and Leslie Taylor, for instilling in me a love and appreciation for all great forms of music." Clive loved music. It didn't matter what kind, whether it was a wah-wah scat of a jiving trumpet, a soulful twang of sad voice, or the belting boom of a gospel singer. Little Clive loved the way sound thumped and bumped all the way down to his stomach. He loved the way the music made his feet go hip, hip, hop, hippity hop.
Keep on.
Little Clive lived in Kingston, Jamaica. His hero was a DJ named King George, who threw the biggest, baddest house parties in the neighborhood of Somerset Lane. On Saturday nights, everybody who was anybody made their way to Somerset Lane for King George's hot dance parties. Little Clive was too young to go to the parties, so he went to the house when King George and his friends were setting up during the day. They'd arrive pushing big old hand carts stacked with crates of records. Clive had never seen so many records.
To all the breakers out there, this is you, y'all. This for you, y'all.
He imagined himself as a DJ, surrounded by all those records, choosing just the right song to get the party jamming. He saw himself toasting like a DJ, talking and singing over the instrumental B-sides of records. Clive dreamed of everyone's feet going hip, hip, hop, hippity hop. Little Clive really wanted to be a DJ.
This is DJ-Kool-Herc, the father of hip-hop. Rocking for you and yours in Japan for beat.
When little Clive was 13, he joined his mama in New York City. Clive wasn't sure he liked his new neighborhood in the Bronx. It was cold. He had to wear a silly winter hat with ear flaps, and everybody made fun of him.
Let's rock, and don't stop, keep on, and don't stop, keep on, and don't stop, be girls, be boys.
But Clive did find one thing besides music that made him feel like he belonged: sports. He ran track and lifted weights. He played basketball at the neighborhood playground. Soon little Clive was no longer little. He had grown to 6 foot 5 inches tall. He called himself Cool as Clyde after his favorite basketball player, Walt Clyde Frazier. But the kids on the basketball court took one look at his size and called him Hercules. Clive cut the name short to Herc and added cool to make it just right. Kool-Herc. The best part of being big was that he could go with his mama to neighborhood house parties where he listened to the hottest tunes and danced like crazy. Clive loved these parties. They were just like the ones he stood outside of in Somerset Lane.
Herc, y'all.
One day, Kool-Herc's father bought a monster sound system with a giant 6-foot speakers. When he hooked up the system, instead of a really big sound coming from the speakers, a little mumbling sound trickled out. Kool-Herc spent days switching wires and plugging things into other things until one day the sound was big. Not just big like Kool-Herc, but big like an entire block in the Bronx.
Come on. Great.
Kool-Herc and his little sister Cindy rented the rec room in their housing project on Sedgwick Avenue. They wrote invitations telling everybody when and where to get their groove on. They posted cards all around the neighborhood. They set up their father's sound system. One night, on the night of the party, everybody who was anybody made their way to Sedgwick Avenue for Kool-Herc's hot dance party. And that's when Kool-Herc became DJ Kool-Herc.
This how we do. For all the B-boys and B-girls.
DJ Kool-Herc noticed that dancers danced crazy hard during the breaks in the song when the lyrics ended and the music bumped and thumped. Herc knew that's what dancers wanted, so he plugged in 2 turntables. He set it up so that when one record ended its break, he could flip over to the other turntable and play it again. Doing this over and over, he made a 10-second break last for 10, 15, even 20 minutes or more.
This is going out to my man over in Japan. Educator. To my man, Crazy A.
Herc remembered the way DJs in Jamaica would chant and toast over their music. He started calling out the names of his friends during the breaks. There goes my Mello, Coke La Rock in the house. There goes my Mello, Clark Kent in the house. There goes my Mello, Timmy Tim in the house. There goes my Mello, Bambata. Everybody loved hearing his or her name called over the music. He'd compliment people on their dance moves. He'd talk about the music and send shout outs. He'd make up little raps like the jump rope rhymes he heard on the playground. Or he would call, "Hey Mike on the lights, make like a strobe." And Mike would flip the switch on and off.
To all the breakers out there, this is you, y'all. This for you, y'all. Japan, shout out.
Herc took his parties to the streets and parks of the Bronx. He plugged his sound system into the lampposts. They pulled so much power that the street lights dimmed. The perfect lighting for a street party. Kool-Herc's music made everybody happy. Even street gangs wanted to dance and not fight. Gangs like the Savage Skulls, the Glory Stompers, the Blue Diamonds, the Black Cats, and the Black Spades turned into breakdancing crews who performed some of the slickest moves.
This is DJ Kool-Herc, the father of hip-hop. Rocking for you and y'all in Japan for the B-boys. Come on. B-girls too.
Herc called the coolest dancers breakdancers, or B-boys, because they loved to dance the breaks. When Herc would find a really good break, he'd shout, "B-boys, go down!" And then the breakdancers would cut and jump their gymnastics. Hey, check this out. The top rock, the down rock, the turtle, the windmill, one-handed handstand freeze, the suicide.
To all the breakers out there, this is you, y'all. This for you, y'all.
Herc gathered a crew of friends to rap behind his DJing. He invited Coke La Rock, a Jamaican friend, to rap. He called him the Master of Ceremonies, or MC. Coke knew all about toasting like Jamaican DJs. He was the first of Herc's crew of MCs called the Herculoids. Herc would introduce them with a rap. You rock and you don't stop, and this is the sounds of DJ Kool-Herc, and the sound system you're listening to is what we call the Herculoid.
This is DJ Kool-Herc, the father of hip-hop. Rocking for you and y'all in Japan for the B-boys. Come on. B-girls too.
Soon, kids from all over New York City came to see DJ Kool-Herc, who threw the biggest and baddest parties on Sedgwick Avenue. Africa Bambaataa, Grandmaster Flash, Jazzy Jeff, and dozens of others all wanted to be DJs, just like Kool-Herc. There's no story can't be told, there's no horse that can't be rode, no bull can't be stopped, and ain't a disco we can't rock. Herc, Herc, who's the man with the master plan from the land of Gracie Grace? Herc, Herc.
Rock. Herc, y'all.
Herc didn't just rock the block. He put the hip hop, hippity hop into the world's heartbeat.
Come on. Great. Yeah. This is a culture built on music, vibration, peace, love, no color. This is how we do, y'all. Hip hop. It was born in the orphan, fought like a slave back there in 1971 in the Bronx, y'all, on the west side. And it went worldwide. Movement we call hip hop, y'all. We got breakers, we got MCs, we got graffiti artists. Yes, indeed. Come on. And the big sound system, and the way we talk, the way you dress, and also the